Hello, plant community. Thanks for tuning into Full of Foliage. Pam's here creating a safe space, showing lots of grace, sharing a lot of plant care, plant hauls, planty crafts, and the occasional shopping trips. Join me so that we can become planty friends, have fun, and possibly learn and grow. Hey guys, are you that plant parent that is always traveling? Are you that plant parent that would love to be out and about in the world, but yet you would love to come home to a nice, elegantly designed jungle? If that is you, then this is the video for you. In today's video, you guys, I'm going to be sharing a variety of different plants out of my own collection that one would consider be perfect for the lazy gardener in you. So if this seems like something that you're interested in, please show support by giving big thumbs up, liking and sharing with some of your friends and family if you think anyone can benefit from this video. And thank you so much in advance. So let's just quickly dive in. So before I actually get into the plants that I'm about to show you, I can't do this video without giving honorable mentions of two classic house plants that anyone can have in their collection that's pretty much a sit and forget it and thrives off of neglect. One of the plants, you guys, is actually the ZZ plant. As you see from the B-roll, you guys, you can get the all green variety. There's also a dark form called Raven. ZZ, and I kind of have a collection where both of them is planted in a pot, is very elegantly displayed. You pretty much put her in a corner and forget her, and you know, I don't water her very often, so you could actually easily go on vacation for at least 2 weeks and you wouldn't have to worry about that beauty at all. Another honorable mention, you guys, is also I would say some varieties of snake plants. You pretty much put them in a corner, water them maybe like once a month, and they are fine as long as you be mindful to give both these plants light. We don't want to put them in dark corners, but you give them just a subtle light. They're very adaptable, and you water them once a month, you're pretty much good to go. And so you can have interesting shapes and structures in your collection without much effort. So that's pretty much what these plants, I specifically wanted to pick them out to show just an eye-catching, something that will be different in your collection no matter what area you put these plants at in your home. So I'm gonna start off with this first one. I've talked about this plant a few times on my channel, not really too much in depth unless I was doing like a show and tell with you guys, but I still wanted to talk about her today. And that is this beautiful jade plant, you guys. This plant is absolutely gorgeous. You can literally not worry about watering her at least, I can't remember the last time I watered her, and honestly, I probably water her maybe like once every 3 weeks, maybe once a month or so. And even when we go into the non-growing season, it's even less than that. So I brought this plant, went from Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, and a few years back around when it was like $340.98 or $4.98. Y'all know those size plants that you see there. And she has just been growing very nicely. I currently just keep her in my windowsill in my kitchen, and I just really love this plant because of its very thick trunks that it has right here. It's really storing the water, and the leaves are also very thick as well. If you give it a lot of light, it will have these purplish, like a reddish like hue edges I've noticed in the growing season, especially in the summertime. And she's just such a beauty to grow, and she's an eye catcher. Anybody that walks by, if you wasn't familiar with this plant, you definitely would want to know, okay, hey, what plant is it? What type of plant is it? A succulent? What is it? You know, so this would actually be a showstopper as well in your home. And you know, if you don't have this and you want something, like I said, again, color, structure, texture, this is one of the plants that you would want to add into your collection. Let's talk about cactuses, shall we? Now, all types of cactus thrive off of neglect pretty much because they don't require a lot of water. They're very adaptable to lighting, and you can have almost so many different varieties. But the variety that I'm going to show you guys today is an eye-catching one. It's also very beautifully displayed no matter what area of your house you decide to put her in. And let me try to show you guys. Bear with me because she's a little deadly to the touch. But interesting enough to have a beautiful conversation with your friends and family. And that is this spiral cactus, you guys. I have her in this pot right here. Very heavy with the stones. That is very nice, and I think she contrasts very well with the dark, with the black and the like dark green. But anyway, guys, this plant right here will catch anyone's eye. They come into your home and be like, oh wow, what is that? Where you get that from? That's kind of cool. It's twisty and everything like that. She has very deep spine, so she will prick you no matter what. I've put her outside. Y'all know I put this plant outside in the growing season in my back deck, and she's just been growing wonderfully for me. But again, this is another one that I don't really have to worry too much about. It's interesting. She provides this beautiful color and also this beautiful structure. Such a beauty. And this would really enlighten or highlight your indoor jungle if you add this to your collection. My next plant, you guys, this will add to the aesthetics of giving you that jungle feel. For me, like I said before, one of my classifications of what is giving me that jungle feel is the plants that trail down, that hang. You know, look, I just love it when it's just actually hanging. I feel like I'm actually outside in some deep forest somewhere. And this particular plant fits the bill. And it is Rhipsalis. This is Rhipsalis macrantha, I believe. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But you guys, I love, look at that. First of all, Rhipsalis honestly is an extremely underrated plant. It's an epiphytic plant, so meaning they grow on bark and like they can grow on the tree barks, possibly rocks. And as you can see right here, that's part of it that would actually latch onto it. So they don't really require a lot of water to survive, very little water. So you could actually safely go on vacation, holiday, whatever you label it as, and come back home knowing that, okay, this plant will survive. I water her, honestly, probably once. Now that I think about it, I don't know when the last time I actually watered her too. I would say at least once every 14 days or so. I don't like really putting time frames or estimating time on watering my plants. I usually allow them to tell me when they require a drink. As you get more familiar with your plants, you'll see subtle signs here and there, no matter what type of plant you bring into your home, right? So I would say, but I definitely would say, I have never watered her like once every 7 days or anything like that. And she tends to do fine. And she gives you that beautiful hang, that beautiful passway like you're in a jungle. Very unique texture. You see how she just grows with these individual spikes and vines. Very unique, I think, plant. And it would complement the plants that we have seen thus far in your collection. Okay. Another plant that I want to share with you, and I really was on the fence about showing you guys this particular plant. It's a Hoya. Let me just show y'all. This is the Hoya Abvada. Now, the reason why I was a little bit skeptical, because let me be clear, from my personal experience, your experience could be quite different, and that's fine as well. But it's been my personal experience that you can pretty much neglect the thicker leaves Hoyas. I wouldn't recommend buying thin leaf Hoyas and then you just go off and leave for about 3 weeks, because you're probably going to come back and there's going to be some issues. But with the thicker leaf Hoyas, I feel that you can be away from these babies and they are very forgiving if they don't receive any water. Like this Hoya Abvada, you guys, is one of the plants that one of my Hoyas that I really don't water too much. She's not a splash, but she does give me certain splashy piece. Like, this is a very beautiful, perfectly round leaf. And this one is beautifully splashed with the beautiful roundness. I just really love this. The texture of this plant, along with the color. So, you know, I love greens, but of course there's different shades of green. You have minty green, a light green, dark green, or just regular plain green. And if you put them all together, juxtapose them all together, they will all stand out individually, side by side. So I think this one right here is another elegantly displayed plant where someone who may not be into plants, but they would definitely see this plant and say, hey, what is this? Or this is beautiful, wow. And you could actually have a beautiful, calming conversation with someone regarding this particular plant. And I just want to show you, as far as what I mean by texture and structure, as far as how they can actually just enlighten or highlight your indoor jungle vibe. I mean, honestly, look at this along with, it's two differently displayed plants. And that's what I kind of try to do when I style my plants. I try my best. Now, of course, you know, it gets out of hand when you have such a large collection as myself, but you can still create that jungle vibe and that spark that interest where your collection isn't boring, as far as all the leaves looking the same or all the trails are similar and things like that. It's interesting to see as part of your collection the different types of plants. This next one, you guys, is also a classic as well. I don't really talk that much about her on my channel because I don't have any issues with her. I may have shared her with you maybe a couple of times here and there. And that is none other than, and this plant is getting heavy, is my aloe plant, you guys. I love this plant. Look at her. First of all, let's take a look at this plant. The structure of it is just absolutely gorgeous, and in my mind, just breathtaking alone. It's a minty type of green that if you saw it close up, she has subtle white specks in its leaves. If it hits the light, gets sun, it will sun stress a little bit. You see these tips, you guys? It's shriveled up a little bit because I don't really water her a lot. She was another plant that I brought a few years back at a big box shop, and I paid pennies on this plant. I want to say around that $3-4 range. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And she has just been growing and thriving. I initially had her growing in here, and she got so big I had to actually move her out. So now she's actually being displayed in my dining room. Very beautiful plant. She's one of the plants that I put out on my front porch during the growing season, and she just add a subtle elegance to my outdoor decor as well as my indoor. She's very strikingly beautiful. I think I have her paired very well in this beautiful blue. Again, this plant is also probably good if you have some good lighting in your kitchen. Definitely have her in your kitchen. This would be one of those plants you would put in there. If I had the space in my kitchen, this plant definitely would be in there. Of course, you know the substance inside this plant is very good with aiding burns. So she would definitely be one that I would have in my kitchen. But guys, look how beautiful she is. Beautifully structured. I love her so much. She gives you such a beautiful vibe, and you don't have to work hard to obtain this or keep this or maintain it. These plants are big and heavy, you guys. Now, I definitely save these for last because they all fit in the same like genus of plants, but I got to make a mention of this because I love this genus so much because of the different varieties that you can get as far as shape, color, texture. They just check all the boxes, and that is actually euphorbias. Now, we know euphorbias, they are not cacti, they are succulent-like plants, and they gotta be one of the easiest care succulents in my personal opinion. I used to use this phrase all the time, and I probably will use it in the future, is that I suck at succulents, even though I feel like by my knowledge of succulents and caring for them has gotten a little bit better, but Euphorbia really is one where you can kind of like just sit them down and leave them be, but they provide interest in color and display and structure and texture. Point in case, or case in point. The case in point. But y'all know what I mean. This is my Lactea Ghost Euphorbia, you guys. This, look, first of all, the color is just absolutely, I don't know, breathtaking. Breathtaking. Now, you see the color of this plant, you would think one would be intimidated, like, man, you know, usually in certain plants to maintain this color of whiteness would be really hard to do, but it's not. It's not. I sit her in, she's on my shelf right here in my sunroom, and I water her probably once every 6 weeks, give or take, or something like that. And she's been, I mean, just thriving. Like, you can't tell me that your eye would not gravitate towards her if you saw her sitting on a mantle, if you saw her sitting in a corner, if you see her sitting somewhere being displayed. Someone's going to say, hey, what is this beauty? And she is just such a beautiful plant. And I love the fact that her spines are not as diddly as a cactus, even though the structure of her looks like a cactus, but it's actually a succulent, which makes it very intriguing to me. So I definitely recommend this type of Euphorbia. I have another one, you guys. This is my Euphorbia poissonii. Guys, now if you want something, like I said, with different colors, shapes, and texture, guys, this is the plant for you. Look at this plant. This plant, and when I brought this plant, now I have not had this plant that long in my collection. Has it been in my collection for at least a year yet? Not yet, but it's going to be coming on a year, give or take a few months, right? But what drew my eye to this plant is everything I just mentioned. The shape of the leaf. The leaves are thick, succulent-like. Look at the color that's on there. And I can't get over the stem or branch, whatever you want to call it. But look at that. It's different. And I think it creates this as the leaves die off, I believe. So this will grow up and get taller, and you will lose some of the lower leaves. But the cool part about it is, you know, usually sometimes when you lose the lower leaves of your plants, it does not look structurally, aesthetically pleasing. I feel like, at least with this, it gives you a good, I apologize for the sunlight, you guys. It gives you like that good, I don't know, design texture. It's very smooth and rough, but I think it's very good. I mean, guys, again, texture, shape, colors, they pop. It stands out in your collection, and I cannot say it enough. So, which is another reason why I said before, Euphorbias is definitely the way to go, you guys. They thrive off of neglect, but there's so many different varieties of them where you can get different colors and shapes. They all don't have to look like a cacti, but like this one is just, it's absolutely gorgeous. This last plant, you guys, I had to also showcase her as well. This is also classified as a euphorbia, so a succulent-like plant. But looking at her offhand or quickly, you would not think that, because she doesn't look like that traditional succulent type structure of a plant. And that is this beautiful one right here, you guys. She is heavy. Bear with me. And this is my Devil's Back bone, you guys. I'm going to try to find the scientific name and put her on the screen so that you can see. But she is also from the Euphorbia family as well. And you can pretty much see why, because the stems, try to lift her up so you can see. These stems are very succulent-like in nature. A very mature one has like a zigzag. You can slightly see the zigzag, but I've seen some where the zigzag was extremely prominent in this plant. One of the things, what I really love about this plant, you guys, really, she is forgiving if you skip a water. So you could literally go on vacation for 2 weeks. I say at least 2 weeks. And you'll come back and she should be fine because the thickness of her leaves or stems actually is storing water, and so she's fine. Now, I wanted to share with you exactly what she does do. From my personal opinion, is she will shed leaves. So she's another beauty that I put outside on my back patio, and where she can get she grows beautifully, you guys. But she does shed leaves, so you will get a lot of leaves like this. That's just crispy, you guys. I don't even know if y'all can see it because of the sunlight. And I was cleaning up a lot of the leaves as I was pulling her out. She will do that around the non-growing season, and it's fine with me because honestly, you guys, even if she was to lose all her leaves, she still maintained interest to me in the stems of the plant. Like, she lost a lot of its lower leaves. And I have her tied or bound together, you guys, because if I was to take her off, and let me see if I can. Okay, she's kind of stayed bound for a while, but guys, look at this. If I take her off, she will spread very wildly. This plant is one of those plants you could definitely have in a well-lit area. I would say medium to bright indirect light, but definitely medium light. I feel like she would definitely thrive. If you got this is the variegated version, by the way, you guys, but there is also an all green one. So if you're into the all green, by all means, get that one. At the time when I brought this plant, I was initially looking for the all green one, and I was not able to find her. So I came across the variegated one. I said, oh, well, I'll just get this variegated version. But, you know, she does not skip a beat. Her variegation is very subtle. Can y'all see that? The subtleness. And I just love, look at that, this leaf right here. That pinkish hue that she provides when you give her bright indirect light. She is such a beauty. It's hard to believe that she is a euphorbia. As you can see how she's beautifully swaying. She definitely provides a unique eye-catching interest. Aesthetically, she provides that jungle feel. And again, she is a plant that can provide you with everything that one would be looking for when creating a jungle, and you don't have to put in much effort or work. Now, I've kept her in some form of a bright light, indirect light situation. And the reason why is just to maintain the subtle variegation in her leaves. I've never had her in a dark corner or anything like that, so I don't know if she would revert. I'm assuming possible. Maybe she would. I really don't know. But I had her growing initially in my kitchen and my windowsill. She grows like a weed, you guys. So again, if you want something that's fast growing that will fill up a space, this is definitely one of the plants that I highly recommend you giving a try. It probably was like maybe a year where she could no longer fit in my windowsill, and I had to bring her in here and find space. Again, I do put her outside. I think I put her outside so far 2 growing seasons. I may put her out again one more time. As you know, sometimes putting the plants outside, they'll come back and they'll be massive, and then I have to stop at one point. But you guys, this plant right here, I love her so much. She's so top heavy. I have to sit her. Y'all see the things I have to do for y'all guys just to give y'all a bird's eye view of the plant. Now I'm going to have to fix her up a little bit later because I don't like the fact that she's hanging. She's so top heavy, I actually got her sitting in another decorative pot to weigh it down a little bit until maybe next growing season. I don't know about her root system. I haven't really looked at it, but because she's been actually in that planter for some time, so it may be time to size her up. But of course, I'm going to wait until the next growing season to do so unless she gives me indications that she's declining, and then I have to do an emergency repot. But yeah, you guys, these are pretty much the plants that I had in my mind as far as something that's very easy care. This is perfect for the lazy gardener in you. This is perfect for that planty person that wants to enjoy living in life and come home to a beautifully structured indoor garden. I recommend these plants highly to add spark of interest and texture and colors into your collection. Share with this plant community, you guys, any plants that you feel you have in your collection that's pretty much easy going, that was not mentioned here, so that we can give other options to people as far as what things to consider when creating your own indoor jungle. Keep in mind, you guys, if you love foliage as much as I do and you love listening to planty things, definitely subscribe here. Keep pushing those thumbs up, up, and up. Thank you so much for everybody who takes the time out of your day just to do something as basic as just giving me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Thank you so much in advance. I really do appreciate all of the support. Reading all y'all comments, it's just really heartwarming to see, read people's perspectives and things like that. So if you have that time, I love chatting with you guys. So, just drop a comment. And not just for me, benefiting to me, but it's also benefiting to others because they read your comments as well. So yeah, this is it, you guys. Have a good one.